Hello everyone, today I want to show you my new Piglin bartering system that can handle an infinite inflow of gold and does not require any kind of powdered snow or enchantments to be on the Piglin's boots. So let's check them out. So these are two different designs. The difference is that for this one we have a sticky piston with a slab, which allows it to be one shorter, and this one we just have normal pistons all the way down, which does make it be one higher, but it's a bit cheaper. Um, and you'll only ever need to build one of these in your world because, as you can see, we have a little twisting vine on top of that command block, and that command block's just used to summon gold. But the twisting vine prevents the piglins from suffering from any entity cramming, so you can have an infinite amount of piglins in there, assuming your PC can handle it. Okay, so let's see these in action. So first thing gotta do is turn on these clocks, and then I'll just summon in some gold using those command blocks. And let's clear chat. Now we can come over here and do a little tick warp. And look at that. Look at all these items. None have been lost. In fact, they're still coming through. But yeah, so with all that said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so everything you're going to need to build this thing can be seen right here in my inventory. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing myself building this design because I think it's the one that most people will gravitate towards. But in case you're interested in this design, there will be a world download in the description for both of these. So anyway, the first thing you're going to want to do is choose where you want your output to be. So right here, I've chosen right here, which correlates to this one right here. So basically, once I've built up this entire contraption, this one will look like this one, except just shifted over a couple of blocks. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to grab your twisting vines and go in 1, 2, 3, 4 from there, and then dig out this area right next to it. Then you're going to want to grab your comparators, place them in opposite directions with redstone dust. This one going into a block with a torch, and more redstone dust like that. And you should see that that now makes a comparator clock, which we can stop with a lever whenever we feel like it. So we're just going to place that there. Next, we're going to place another torch right here with a solid block on top. And then we're going to take our observers and just place them like, yep, like that, with solid blocks on top of them. Now grab this note block, place it here, and one last observer right there. 2 solid blocks on top, and grab one of our slabs, place it here. Grab some redstone, oopsie, redstone there. Repeater here on 2 ticks, and have that go into a block with 2 blocks coming out of it. And now what we're going to do is enclose our piglins. So you can use glass here. I'm going to use glass, but you can use any block you want, as long as it's a full block and not a partial block, and we're going to do that right there. And then from there, we're going to kind of expand it. Okay, and we should be looking at something like this. Now we're going to grab our normal pistons, and actually we don't need these 2 blocks. Take our normal pistons and place them right next to all those solid blocks, all the way up. Okay, now we're going to build these up a little, kind of to the height of those pistons. Just, oops. Right, yep, like that, for both sides, and grab normal pistons, place them like this, and like this. More solid blocks, with redstone on top of all of these. Okay, and we want to close that in and place one more block right there. Okay. So now we're going to take our sticky piston and our slime block, and also our immovable blocks. So right here I'm going to use leaves, but over there you can say I use melons. It doesn't matter as long as it cannot be moved by a slime block. Place them just like this. And right here, put a sticky piston with the slime block. Grab that one piece of soul sand and place it right there. Okay. Now more glass, or again, doesn't have to be glass, can be whatever. A slab right here. And just build this up like this. And that's tall enough to prevent items from kind of shooting out the side. So yeah, so now what we can do is put in our piglins and make sure you do not have any kind of baby piglins in there, because baby piglins will simply steal the gold and not give you anything in return. And actually, we need some blocks over there. I forgot to fill those in. Make sure those are filled in. So, yep, anyway, we get all these piglins in. Of course, you'd be filtering it to make sure you don't get any babies, but I'm not going to worry about that. Also, you don't want any with helmets on their heads, because, as you can see, what we're going to do to prevent them from respawning, or from despawning, is just throw in a bunch of carved pumpkins, and they should pick all those up, and that will be enough to prevent them from despawning. So, after that, you're going to grab that piston, replace it right there. So you would probably have your inflow of items going in right here, so you'd have a top slab with some ice underneath, and then the items sliding in from there. But for convenience sake, I'm just going to steal this command block and shove it right down under there. Alright, good. And now the very last thing we need to do is just take one more of our normal pistons and make sure this block right here is glass. If it's not glass, then those piglins will suffocate, because what we're going to do is push in that block into them. And yeah, that should be just about everything for this thing to start working. So let's try it. So we flick this, and then we turn on the golden flow. And now if we do tick warp, if I can find it, here we go. We can see that all of those items come over here nicely, and they're ready to be collected by some hoppers and put into chests. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.